temporary peace achieved as ceasefire announced in Gaza. Mega spike left only few yellow zones in Peninsula. Hello and good afternoon. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Shuhaida Arifin. Welcome to Updates at Noon. The federal government will monitor the collection of funds to help Palestinians who have been affected by the recent Israeli airstrikes, besides encouraging such noble efforts as it represents Malaysians' goodwill even as the country grapples with the COVID-19 pandemic. Minister in Prime Minister's Department, Parliament and Law, Datuk Seri Taqiyuddin Hassan, also said that the government has agreed to be a facilitator for non-governmental organisations and NGOs who want to conduct humanitarian missions to help the Palestinians.
Melambangkan hati nurani rakyat Malaysia. Walaupun kita dalam keadaan berdepan dengan COVID ini, hasrat, niat untuk menderma, menyumbang atas dasar persaudaraan ataupun kemanusiaan, itu menjadi amalan yang amat murnilah rakyat Malaysia. Jadi oleh sebab itulah kerajaan menyokong usaha-usaha ini.
Tengok kubur dia yang dah dikambus, itu yang sangat kesan.
Sedih juga kerana ada beberapa daripada pegawai sukarelawan Belah Suk Merah ni telah dijangkiti COVID semasa mereka menjalankan tugas.
Almost all districts in the peninsula have been categorized as red zones and only 7 other districts are in the yellow zones status. This was reported by Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah based on the 14-day movement data on the distribution of new COVID-19 cases by districts from 6 to 19th May. Based on data from the National Crisis Preparedness and Response Centre CPRC of the Ministry of Health MOH, there were no more districts categorized as green zones in the peninsula, while 8 districts have been categorized as orange zones with 21 to 40 cases during the same period. Meanwhile, Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham also said until yesterday, the overall utilization rate of COVID-19 intensive care units ICU beds nationwide had reached 83%. He said the country's health system is under tremendous pressure, thus pleading for every Malaysian to help contain the COVID-19 infection. The police arrested a man in his 40s after he was found removing the concrete barriers at Jalan Bukit Tinggi, Bukit Pinang at the border of Kota Star and Kubang Pasu districts in Kedah. Kota Star Deputy Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Rizwan Saleh said the barriers were placed at a location to avoid any exit and entry movements in the area following the implementation of the enhanced MCO on 28 sub-district in Kota Star from 19th May until 1st June. Explaining further, Superintendent Muhammad Rizwan said the COVID-19 SOP compliance monitoring team found that the barriers have been moved during their inspections yesterday morning. After conducting investigations and received relevant information, they detained the suspect who was working at a house construction site at Jalan Pinang Jaya, Kepala Batas at about 2 p.m. yesterday. Early investigations revealed that the man from Alustar used an excavator to remove the barriers so he can have an easy access to the construction site. The case is investigated under sections 270 and 427 of the Penal Code. Superintendent Muhammad Rizwan reminded all residents in Kota Star to always comply with the SOP following the surge in positive cases. Stern actions will be taken against any employers taking benefits from the Employment Recruitment Incentives Program without hiring the workers. Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz said the irresponsible actions by a certain fraction of employers are taken very seriously by the government. In the 53rd Laksana report released yesterday, Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul said employers should avoid from committing such wrongdoings by making applications for the incentives programs and other training programs through official channels. Job seekers are also reminded to avoid from sharing any personal information through unreliable mediums. He said this is to ensure that those information will not be misused by any parties to gain benefits from the government's assistance program. On 19th May, the Human Resources Ministry has uncovered a case of abuse of employees' personal information as well as fake claims by employers to receive benefits via the incentives and training programs. The government reiterated its stance on the freeze of the recruitment of foreign labour and to prioritise on creating employment opportunities for the locals. Human Resources Minister Datuk Seri M. Saravanan said, despite pressure from some sectors that needed foreign labour, the government wanted the job vacancies to be filled with local workers. Datuk Seri Saravanan said Malaysia is still facing the economic impact of COVID-19 and implementation of MCO. Therefore, he said Malaysians, especially youths, are advised to register under the My Future Jobs program, which offers various job opportunities, especially in the agriculture, services, plantation and construction sectors. The minister explained that before the implementation of the MCO last year, a total of 1.7 million registered foreign workers were recorded and the number continued to decline after about 500,000 returned to their countries of origin. With that, we conclude today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, temporary peace achieved as ceasefire announced in Gaza. Join me again tonight at 10 p.m. on my Freeview saluran Berita RTM. You can stream the channel on YouTube or RTM Click's web portal and mobile app. I'm Shuhaida Arifin. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to TV2.